Hey everyone! In this video I will show you how to make bias tape out of a square using the continuous loop method. Cut out a square measuring 30 by 30 centimeters. Then use an erasable pen or tailor's chalk to draw a diagonal line from the bottom left corner to the top right corner and cut this. Place the triangles together at the top edge with the right sides facing, and offset the overlap by 0.6 cm at the edges, as this will allow for the seam allowance. You can draw the seam allowance to the fabric so it's easier to see. Now sew the seam using a 0.6 cm seam allowance. Once done, open the seam and press. Using an erasable pen or tailor's chalk, draw 2.5 cm or 1 inch parallel lines along the longer edge of the piece. Trim any excess fabric that is too small for the last row. Now fold the fabric and match the short edges so that the lines we just drew are matching each other with the right sides facing. Next, shift the fabric by pulling the corners so that the lines will be matching with the neighboring lines. This will enable us to use the continuous loop. Pin it together with the right sides facing, but again, offset the lines by 0.6 centimeters to take into account the seam allowance. This will ensure that the lines are going to match after sewing it together. The lines should be crisscrossing each other at the seam allowance. Sew the seam using a 0.6 cm seam allowance and then press the seam open. Please note that if using a heat erasable pen for the lines, you should not press the seam open with the iron, as then they will disappear, but instead use a finger presser or crease marker tool to open the seam. The continuous loop is now ready for cutting. Starting at one of the outer ends, cut the bias binding strips following the lines. This will then create a long strip of bias tape. We will now use an iron to turn the long strip into bias binding. Fold the strip lengthwise in half and iron to create a crease. Then fold open again. Next, fold in both sides to meet the crease line and iron. You might prefer to iron one side first and then the other side. The tape is now ready to be used for sewing. I hope you found the tutorial helpful and please leave a comment or DM if any questions.